Well, good morning. Happy day before Christmas Eve. How are you doing this morning? Are you all ready for the holidays? We're going to have fun today. We're going to do a little interactive this or that for Christmas. So, as you're getting ready to get started, I've got some really interesting news for you. Two of our top stories are definitely going to be talkers. I'm very interested in you weighing in on these first two stories. And then we're going to get into a this or that for the holidays. This has always been one of our bigger shows. And as we get ready to break for the holidays, I thought it would be fun to really get to know my audience. And then I'm excited to feature one of the cast members of The Outsiders. I mean, what an iconic film, what an iconic book now being played out on stage. I think it was on Broadway a couple of years ago. So it's coming into about a couple of years, coming to the fabulous Fox Theater in January. And we get a chance to sit down with one of the actors coming up here in just a little bit. So a big show on tap for you. I see you all saying good morning. Say hello to your community because after all, this is your show. And please do me a favor and support the wonderful sponsors that make this show possible each and every day. You can see them there at the bottom of the screen. Thank you to JG Optimal Wellness, Spas and More, as well as Grade Works LLC. We have Crunch Fitness, Lyman Brothers Appliances, Defiance Ridge Vineyards, and Dot Fleshman Realty. And your business can be a part of those as we head into 2026. So let me know if you want to sit down and have some discussions about really exciting new segments that we can bring into the new year, as well as those fun mobile Monicas where we take the show on the road and bring it to your business. And speaking of which, it doesn't have to just be in the St. Louis or the Illinois area. We've gone to Fredericksburg, Texas. We've done shows for you from Italy, from Mexico. So let's think big as we head into the new year. All right, what is it going to look like as we go into the new year, by the way? For Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then into New Year's Eve as you're making those big plans to wrap up the year. Here's what you can expect. And it's kind of going back and forth. Some people were predicting that we were going to get into the 70s, above 70s. Now it's kind of teetering back down. So for today, as you're heading out, you might see some patchy morning fog. Our high 61 down to 42 tonight. Tomorrow, a slight chance of a drizzle or shower. 63 for a high tomorrow on Christmas Eve, down to only 53. And then here you go. Christmas Day, the record high for the day is 71. Now, this is from the KMOV meteorologist. They're expecting 67 for the high. Either way, much warmer than we would expect, right? 57 for a low on Christmas night. And then we go into the weekend, 71 on Friday with mostly sunny skies. Saturday, a slight chance of some rain, maybe late, only 20% chance. 69 for your high on Saturday. Sunday, breezy and 41, and then it gets really low. So after experiencing the highs that we are on Thursday and Friday near 70, Monday's going to feel bitterly cold, like we're stepping into Alaska. 31 degrees on Monday and down to 19, by the way, Sunday night and Monday night. Then it starts to get a little warmer again. Tuesday, 37. Wednesday, New Year's Eve, 44 and mostly sunny skies. And then we go into Thursday. It's going to be cloudy and 45 as we kick off the brand new year going into 2026. All right. So we're going to get into some of the top stories. And as I mentioned, as you're signing on and you are hearing some of these stories, I want you to drop in comments. So before we do our this or that, I want to hear from you about these top stories. So first of all, good morning, Christy and Linda, Julie, Kathleen. I see you all. Jenny, good morning. She says, Merry Christmas to everybody. Sean and Rose, 3 more days, everyone. Good morning. Wait, 3 more days? No. Today, yeah, I guess. Okay, 3 full days. Yes. Good morning. Santa came early to the Mueller household. We got a new puppy. Oh, congratulations, Christy. What kind of puppy? Let us know. Ginny says, pictures, please. See, your community is talking. All right. Here's the big story, and I don't know if you've heard it yet. It's probably not going to make some of you happy. However, if you have family that are in another state, Kansas in particular, they might be thrilled about this. Have you heard the news? The Chiefs have announced a move to Kansas. Okay, so many people are weighing in on this. I need to hear from you. So here's the story, and here's what happened overnight. Monday afternoon, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly and the Kansas City Chiefs announced an agreement had been reached to build a domed stadium with a goal of it opening at the start of the 2031 NFL season. In addition, a Chiefs headquarters and training facility will be built in the city of Olathe in Johnson County. So you can see the social media media posts that went out there, then the sketches of the training facility and everything that they are expecting as we move forward. Okay, so headquarter, the training facility, the entertainment hub, this will all anchor a new entertainment area. The development will include shopping, restaurants, other attractions. The mayor in Olathe, John Bacon, said he's excited the city will play a key role in the future of the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, so obviously, if you talk to anybody on the Kansas side, they're thrilled. They're thrilled about the economy. They're thrilled about the amount of jobs that would be coming to the area. Okay, well, now let's weigh in on our side. All the jobs that would be going away, the economic aspect of what would be going away, let alone people that would be driving from St. Louis to Missouri. Will they cross and go into Kansas? Now, I mean, yeah, you diehard fans, sure, but it is time for you to weigh in on all of this. What do you think? It's the very first news that I gave my husband this morning, and he was like, "Are you kidding me? There's no," and I was like, "Well, it is." But as I continued to read, you have the governor here in Missouri who's weighing in saying nothing's a done deal. And, there's always teams that say that they're going to be moving and then it doesn't happen. Well, here, the agreement is to bring the Chiefs to Kansas, taking their state to the next level, right? With the new stadium, they're creating thousands of jobs, bringing in tourists from around the world, attracting young people, most importantly, continuing to make Kansas the best place in America to raise a family. That's from the governor in Kansas. Now, we've got our own governor saying, again, that this isn't a done deal and that things could still happen. So here is the latest from Governor Kehoe. He says the door is not closed, pointing out that the New England Patriots once announced they were moving to Hartford, Connecticut, but ultimately they remained in Boston. All sorts of teams that have said they're moving somewhere, backing away. This comes as the state of Missouri has invested more than $67 million into Kansas City for the World Cup, by the way, more than $40 million of that going toward upgrades to Arrowhead Stadium, which also has an uncertain future. And it comes as the Chicago Bears are considering a move to Northwest Indiana. Here's what I thought was interesting. Missouri's House Minority Leader released a statement regarding the move saying Governor Kehoe's mishandling of efforts to keep the Chiefs in Missouri is a major reason the team is poised to relocate across the border. After Kansas enacted generous incentives for the team last fall, Governor Kehoe was silent on a counterproposal until May, when in an act of gross legislative malpractice, he finally offered a stadium plan with just days remaining in the 25 season after it predictably died due to Kehoe's failure to build consensus among lawmakers. It took a costly special session this summer to finish the job. And again, that is a quote from the Missouri House Minority Leader. So there you go. Obviously, that's the top story, no matter where you flip around this morning. That and the Powerball, which I'm going to get to in just a second. So I want you to weigh in on this. What are your thoughts? Are you frustrated? Obviously, if you have family in Kansas, are they happy? Let's see. I will continue to watch the Chiefs as long as they play good, or I'll get bored with them and move on. Yeah, I mean, if you're a TV viewer, obviously you're not worried about this. Rose says, what about all the apparel and Kansas City items? Are they still going to be called Kansas City Chiefs? So much uncertainty, but yeah, I don't think anything's changing with regards to the name, but who knows? We've seen names change as well. Weigh in, folks. If you're just waking up this morning, you're just tuning in. By 2031, I may have moved on to another team. Linda, good point there. Yeah, I mean, it's still a lot of time. We've got, from 25 to 31, a lot of time, 6 years now to see what happens. But could it fall apart? Could they stay in Missouri? I don't know. Right now, they're saying, right now, at this day, right now, December 23rd, 2025, that's the story, that they are moving to Kansas. So we'll keep an eye on it. But what do you think also about the fact that it's going to be a domed stadium? Are you happy about that? That was another thing I heard my husband weigh in on. He was like, domed? That was the first thing I heard him say. Exactly, Christy says. So, yeah, I will tell you, when the Rams moved out of St. Louis, we became Tennessee Titans fans and Kansas City Chiefs fans. So I don't think that we will, give up on Kansas City just because they're playing in Kansas. But I do think it's unfortunate. My immediate, when I saw it, was, oh, come on, Missouri, what did you do? Right? And so do we blame it on the governor or what? My family are diehard Kansas City fans. They can move to an igloo in Alaska and these boys will still watch them. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not going to change if you are just a person who watches on TV, which is us. Have we ever driven to Kansas City, Missouri to see a game? No. So it doesn't change that. It's unfortunate for the state of Missouri. But kudos to Kansas. I mean, again, they're going to get a lot from an economic standpoint. So, again, that's one of the top stories. The other one is this: nobody won the jackpot of the Powerball. So, can you imagine if you play, and again, you can't win if you don't play, and you win this on Wednesday, on that's because that's the next jackpot drawing, the Powerball jackpot on Wednesday. No one took home the top prize of 1.59 billion for the drawing, which took place on Monday. The next drawing on Wednesday will have an estimated jackpot of $1.7 billion. That cash value, by the way, is $701.3 million. So tell me that. I love all the interaction today. What would you do with a $1.7 billion jackpot? Now, there are some people who have won some money, $1 million each, by the way, in Florida, Georgia, Illinois, New York, actually 2 tickets in New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. They matched all 5 white balls, so they win $1 million. The winning numbers, by the way, if you haven't checked your tickets from Monday night, 3, 18, 36, 41, and 54. The Powerball, by the way, was 7, and the Power Play multiplier was 2x. There you go. I'm super excited for this. Christy says, we haven't really followed any NFL teams since the Rams left. We watch college football, but the NIL has ruined that, so I'm about done with all of it. Okay, that's a good point as well. All right, tell me, what would you do with that much money? Oh, good, no Powerball winner. I still have a slim chance. A Christmas miracle, right? Julie says, I would quit my job. Tell me, what would you do with $1.7 billion? Again, very interactive show we have on tap for you today. All right, are any of you bourbon drinkers? Have you heard the news on this? Jim Beam is pausing the production at their main distillery. They're halting it in Kentucky for at least a year as the whiskey industry navigates tariffs from the Trump administration and slumping demand for a product that needs years of aging before it's ready. Jim Beam said the decision to pause at its their Claremont location in 2026 will give the company time to invest in improvements at the distillery. The bottling and the warehouse at the site will remain open, along with the James B. Beam Distilling Company Visitor Center and the restaurant. The company's larger distillery, by the way, in Boston, Kentucky, will continue to operate. So just a little bit of, kind of changing some things around just a bit. Jenny says, I'm not really a football fan, but I love the Puppy Bowl. Of course, Mizzou is one of my favorites. Of course, when we had the Rams, I supported them. So yeah, you got a lot of things you're weighing in on this morning before we play our fun this or that game. Christy said I would get more puppies with, hey, yes, hopefully you would adopt them from, I'm very big on adopt, don't shop. Adopt, don't shop, right? Julie says, drink more, Jim. Jim is not necessarily a Jim Beam fan, my Jim. Jenny said, I would be able to help more of our animal rescues if I won the lottery. Love it. I would also like to build a youth resource center. Let me go back here. I think I read what the puppy was that you got. Let's see. 5-month-old Shih Tzu, Hazel Lynn. Aw. Drop some pictures in for everybody. Okay, are you a Barry Manilow fan? I saw this yesterday. I wanted to make sure we brought it in today. So unfortunate. He's announced a lung cancer diagnosis. Announced that yesterday. In a statement on his Facebook page, Barry Manilow said doctors found a cancerous spot on his left lung. The cancer was found after Barry Manilow was sick for several weeks with bronchitis. When his doctor ordered an MRI to make sure that everything was okay, he did say luckily the cancer was found early, but he added that the bad news is that he will need surgery to remove the spot. He said the doctors don't believe it was spread, and I'm taking tests to confirm their diagnosis. So that's it. No chemo, no radiation, just chicken soup, and I love Lucy reruns. That was a comment from Barry. Because of this diagnosis and upcoming surgery, he rescheduled his January tour dates to February, March, and April. I mean, what a diehard, continuing to go and continuing to think of each and every one of you as he goes through this. All right, let's see. Any other comments coming in? Yes, adopt. Hazel came from Gateway for Paws Rescue. I love that. Rose, that much money is not good. It'll take 5 numbers, please. If I did win that much, many people's lives would be blessed. Exactly. So you're weighing in this morning as you are tuning in. Hey, Adelaide. No. See, can't trust the dogs with all the trees. Adelaide, Bring that to mama. She's eating some of the garland off the tree. That's a bad doggy. We are weighing in on what you would do if you won the jackpot on Christmas Eve, $1.7 billion. You're weighing in on what you think about the Kansas City Chiefs moving to Kansas. And we soon will be weighing in on a little this or that. All right, a couple of stories that I want you to say prayers for families that are affected. This one is in New Hampshire. The FAA investigating after a small plane crashed into a New Hampshire condominium. The pilot was taken to the hospital with injuries after a small plane crashed into a residential neighborhood in southern New Hampshire. Emergency crews found the aircraft upside down in a snowbank in the parking lot of a wooded condominium complex. Police said the pilot was the only person on board and was the only person injured. The FAA is investigating. So that one happened on December 21st in the New Hampshire area. And then this one, more devastating, at least 5 people were killed after a Mexican Navy plane on a medical mission crashed in Galveston, Texas. So this plane was transporting a young medical patient and 7 others. It killed at least 5 people, setting off a search in the waters along the Texas coast. 4 of the people aboard were Navy officers, 4 were civilians, including a child. And 2 of the passengers were from a nonprofit that provides aid to Mexican children with severe burns, including transports to a Galveston hospital. The U.S. Coast Guard said at least 5 aboard had died, but did not identify the passengers. And the cause of that investigation, the cause is, of course, under investigation. 2 pretty devastating stories. And again, we never want these things to happen, but you think about these families that are hearing this news right around the holidays. So I always tell you to be very aware, because again, although we think it's the fun, joyous time and everything's gorgeous, think of those that lost. And we were just talking about staying home when you're sick, right? Doctors are warning of a surging flu as cases are continuing to rise. 1,900 Americans have already died, including children. So at the DC Public Health Laboratory, doctors are busy testing diseases. It could become a public health concern. Doctors' offices, hospitals are sending swabs collected from patients. The really only time that people see them is when there's a public health emergency. Again, that's the DC Public Health Laboratory. They receive the samples, log them into the information system. Those are then sent to the CDC, and they're particularly concerned about growing cases. The latest data released show there have been at least 4.6 million flu cases already this season, and we literally just kicked off winter on Sunday. 49,000 hospitalizations, 1,900 deaths in the United States alone. The dominant strain causing the surge in illnesses is subclade K, which is a mutation of influenza A. And I posted on my social media post the other day, my brother sending something along saying that there's yet another strain headed to our area. So have you gotten it yet? Have you been sick? I don't think I had the flu because I bounced back pretty quick. You can still hear it in me a little bit. Mine was more of like upper eye, nose area, more nasally. My husband's more in the, I don't know, he may have had the flu. If he did, though, he didn't have a fever along with it. A lot of you have been telling me that you and your families have been sick. All right, darn it. I was hoping to tell you that the Blues won. What's up with these guys? Tampa Bay beating the Blues 4-1. Now it's the Predators coming to town. They will play the Blues Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Any of you go into that? Sabres come to town on Monday. That game time, of course, is at 7. And then in our National Day of calendar, I had to take a second look at this. I was like, what is that? Yes, I know. It's Pfeffernuss, National Pfeffernuss Day. It's National Roots Day, and it's Festivus. And if you watched, I was not a big Seinfeld fan, but I know all of you that are, you're saying it. It's Festivus for the rest of us. All right, there you go. All up to date. Let me see here. Linda says, I would give each of our siblings $1 million, the violence shelter and homeless shelter, some, and the rest I would split with my son. Yeah, so tell me, what would you do with $1.7 billion? I mean, obviously, would you take the cash out, or would you try to have it all over however long for you to get $1.7 billion? Who actually would do that, right? And it's just so much money. I mean, how much money do you really need? All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk a little this or that. That's if I win the big jackpot, Linda says. Yes. So a little bit this or that. For those of you that have not played this with us before, it's my opportunity to really get to know my community. We've done it before, but we've never done a holiday version. So that's what's on tap for you next. faithburger.com. Please check her out. I just dropped it in the comments as well. If you are looking for an amazing interior decorator, Faith at faithburger.com is her email. You can find her on Instagram, faithburger.art. Canvas for Kids also, canvasforkids.org. And on Instagram, canvasforkids.org. All right. Welcome back. Again, we are on multiple platforms. A lot of you maybe are off today. Maybe you'll get a chance to see this later. For those that are on, tell your friends and family to get on because we're going to have some fun right now doing a little this or that for the holidays. And have you played this with me before? This is my way of really getting to know the audience. So I'm hoping we can get more and more of you on. Send text to your family and friends. We are on Facebook. Actually, both my personal page and my business page. We're on LinkedIn, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitch, X, Rumble, and Instagram. And again, I know a lot of you are rushing around for the holidays and maybe the kids are home, so you're waking up a little bit late. But I'd love to see this grow throughout the next 45 minutes or so. So tell people that we are on right now. Get everybody interacting with us. I want to know my audience. And we also are excited because coming up in just a little bit, we're also going to introduce you to one of the cast members of The Outsiders, which is coming to the Fabulous Fox Theater in January. Looking forward to that. Mark Doyle, who plays Bob in The Outsiders, he's going to join us here in just a little bit. All right, as you're signing on this morning, tell me this, real or artificial? It's a this or that. All you have to do is type in real or artificial. Trees, right? You know me. I am right by the artificial one. The real one is in the front room. So this year we actually did 3. We've got 2 artificial trees and 1 real one. If I could, I'd have 3 real ones in here, but we got 1 big real tree. You probably saw that social media post that I put together. Real or artificial? Good morning, Stephanie. Okay, Christy says artificial. I'm really interested to see how many people go out and get real trees. Actually, I'll add to that. Do you go and actually cut down a tree? How many people? Okay, Jenny says artificial. Rose says 2 artificials. Artificial or real? Weigh in on this. This is our little this or that. I'm going to give you a handful that you can answer quickly, okay? This all has to do with decorations and atmosphere. So real or artificial is the first one you're weighing in on. Okay, Stephanie says artificial as well. Jenny says artificial. Linda says artificial. Okay, multicolored lights or white lights? White lights for us. I used to, at my house, when I had my own home, but before Jim, I would always do multicolored. Jim has definitely switched me to just beautiful, classy white lights. So now you're weighing in on that. Okay, continue to weigh in. Artificial. Linda says artificial. Julie says I have a pink one. It's absolutely fake. Julie says artificial. Okay, you're weighing in on artificial or real trees. Now you're also weighing in on classy white lights or multicolored lights. Okay, white. And Julie says white. Christy says white. Okay, sounds like a lot of whites here. I used to be multicolored. I also used to be the really, really big ones. Okay, let me ask this. Do you all like those snowflake lights or those icicle lights? Are those even still a thing? Kathleen says white. Christy says white. Julie says white. Rose says white. I say white. Again, as you're tuning in and you're like, what are they talking about? We're doing a this or that. Weighing in on artificial or real tree. Are you an artificial family or real family? Are you a white light person or a multicolored light? Okay, Linda says I have both. Sometimes I turn on only white, but other times all. Okay, Julie says white. Oh, there we go. Stephanie says multi. Okay, color on big tree, white on the small ones. Okay, so we've got white here. The one that I used to have in my studio, which is my 3rd tree we have here. I didn't put a tree in the studio this year. That one does have multicolors, but it's already on those. So for us to string the lights on the main real tree that we bought, those are all white. Jim bought ones. Every 5th one is flickering. Color on the big tree, white on the small ones, Jenny says. Okay, so that's a couple things you're weighing in on. As you're just tuning in and you're like, what are they doing? Feel free to weigh in as you're, I'm going to look over here. Okay, artificial, I'm over on Instagram. Sherry says artificial. All right, artificial or real tree, white or multicolor lights. Continue to weigh in here. All right, here's another one for you. Decorate the tree or wrap gifts? Do you kind of delegate in the family or do you do it all? Do you decorate the tree or do you wrap the gifts? We share. Actually, this year I pretty much did the tree. Well, no, Jim did the lights on the tree. And then my mom and I did the main tree. We put all of the ornaments on, and then I put the ornaments on the other two. So I did the decorating of the tree pretty much. I am the one wrapping all the gifts. What about you? Okay. And then I'm also going to have you weigh in on snowy holiday or warm holiday. And it's very fitting this year, especially if you're outside of St. Louis, let us know what the temperature's like where you are. But snowy holiday or a warm holiday, what's your plan there? Okay, let's continue to go here. Color on the big tree, white on the small. That was the last one from Jenny. Stephanie says either lights. Rose, icicles were my favorite. I don't see them much. Yeah, I think it was a fad. I think they might be gone. I have 4 large trees, several small, all artificial because I like them up a longer time. Well, that's why we have 3 up, because by the time this real one dies, we'll have the other 2. Rose says I do it all. Christy says I do it all the time. Julie says both. Linda, I do it all the time. Kathleen, both. Julie, artificial, multi-lights, I do it all. Jenny, I wrap and we share the decorating. There we go. Rose, oh my gosh, Rose, I'm right there with you. Rose Edwards, I am doing more gift bags this year than I ever did. Probably because I was sick and it set me back 2 or 3 days. But I'm with you. And you know what? Hey, let me ask that. That's a good this or that. Wrap presents completely or gift bags. That's a good one, Rose. Thank you for adding a this or that for me. So what do you think? If you get gift bags, do you think that someone's lazy? Or there's so many gift bags that I think are pretty. You just put some nice tissue paper in it and here's the thing. Do you wrap the present a little bit on the inside so there's still the element of surprise? So they're not just taking the wrapping paper out, the tissue paper out, and then there's the present. So I will take either another thing of tissue paper, or I might put a little wrapping around it and then the tissue paper. Just, again, the element of it. The funny thing is, some people get me all out, and I'll go through and I'll take the scissors and I'll do the little curl on the ribbon. I'll do it all pretty. I wish I had the time to do that for everybody, because I think a gorgeous wrapped present, there's nothing like it. It just looks amazing, and you almost don't want to rip it all up. But I just don't have time for all that. I meant I do all the decorating, Christy said. Okay, decorate the tree. I'm a terrible rapper, Stephanie says. Julie Wittes, snowy holiday. Okay. Linda says warm. Rose, snow should be at Christmas, especially in St. Louis. Julie says gift bags. All right. Julie says wrapped the ones you can. All right. Wrapped presents with pretty ribbons. I can see that in you, Kathleen. I bet you have the most gorgeous wrapping. Margaret Ellington, you look better. Don't overdo it. I'm not. I promise. I am feeling much better. Linda, wrapped. Love to make fancy bows too. Oh, Linda, come on. Can you do this for me? Julie, wrap it up and put it in a bag, Julie says. Julie Winnis. Last year bags, this year most wrapped gifts. It's more fun to wrap. It is. It is so time consuming. So I was sick and for 2 days, and then I started decorating, getting all the trees finished. Then I wrapped for 8 hours 2 days ago. Yesterday we were running around doing too much. So now here I am again. I always say this. Do you think that you spend more when you save your gift buying to the very end, like the last few days, today, running into tomorrow? Do you think that I do. I think you spend more money. That's just my belief. That, like yesterday, I went to pick up just a couple more things and I bought a bunch more. I spent another $350. I'm like, how did this happen? And then we went and bought groceries, and that was about $300. I'm like, how did I just spend $650, let alone what I've already spent? So I think when you wait to the last second, I think you spend more. Tell me what you think about that. More gift bags this year, both with lots of pretty bows, Jenny says. Stephanie, my niece did gift bags. I got a blues cutting board from them. Oh my gosh, I bet you love that. Snow is optimal, but I'm sure people will be happy in shorts this year. All right, Angie says cold and snow and wrapped. All right, Rose, I play my song list while I wrap. Me too. Actually, I don't have a song list. I just ask for Celine Dion Christmas music. I ask for Josh Groban Christmas music. I ask for Michael Bublé Christmas music. I ask that from Alexa, and she does a good job. We also been playing some jazz Christmas. It does make you happy, and it does make it feel like it goes along faster. Yes, Julie says she agrees. You spend more money. So yeah, weigh in on that. If you're just tuning in this morning, and again, I love the fact that I've got a lot of you that are interacting. I was a little fearful as we're getting ready to get up against the holidays that you all weren't going to be able to tune in with us, which, by the way, I do want to make an announcement, is why I'm not going to do a live show tomorrow or on Christmas Day, because I want you to spend that time with your families. I figured some of you'd be able to get up with us today, but Christmas Eve morning, I will not have a live show, but here's what I'm asking. There will be a show that will drop right at 7 a.m. And then on Christmas Day, 7 a.m. on our talk show, the video component. At 8 a.m., the audio podcast will drop. So I hope you all, we have a team that really spends a lot of time editing that audio podcast. So please tell your family and friends, if they're more into listening to shows, have them listen to the audio podcast. So tomorrow, no live notification for you, but do look for a show because we're running the best of. And my team, Zach Kimball, Hannah Ledford, they're doing all their work to put those together for you. And so they've chosen the best of. I'm going to get back to your this or that answers in just a second. Zach, thank you so much for putting together. Tomorrow, the show will be with Babs. It'll be me and Barbara Goldson, better known as Babs. For those of you that know her and know our dear friend that we lost earlier this year, Brian McKenna, that was one of Zach's favorite shows. Oh, I just got to chill thinking of Brian. So if you missed that show or you'd like to see it again, and I think a lot of you that knew Brian and know Babs, you'd love to see that again. That is tomorrow's show. We thought that Brian would enjoy a special holiday and for Babs to light up again and all the people that know her. So please do me a favor, spread the word that at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, again, you won't get the notification. If you just go to my page, refresh the page, you'll see it there. It'll be on my YouTube page and my Facebook page. Brian McKenna is who we'll be talking about, and it'll be me and Babs tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. On Thursday, Pastor David Hawkins, his first appearance with us, which was when we were still building the studio. So back in February, when Pastor David Hawkins first joined us, it was such a powerful show. He will be the show on Christmas Day, and he'll also be the audio podcast feature on Christmas Day. So there you go. On Friday, I'm going to take you through the kitchen for a little Foodie Friday, and we'll also do a What Was Your Favorite Present? So I will be live with you on Friday morning, the day after Christmas, and I can't wait to do this again and find out what your favorite present was and your favorite holiday memory. All right, back to you. Verdict is still out on the weather. Supposed to be in the 40s on Christmas Day in Minnesota. Definitely more money if you wait. Less sales now. Love Christmas music, Ginny said. Okay, Rose says procrastinators spend more money. Hey! I like to have gifts bought by Thanksgiving. Kathleen, God love you. That used to be me before my life got nuts. I used to be, when I was in my old house in Afton, I used to have everything bought and wrapped by Thanksgiving. My tree was up right after Thanksgiving, the day after, and everything was under the tree. And I felt so accomplished. That's been years ago, honey. That hasn't happened to me in a long time. When you wait, you spend more. Also, less thought goes into it because of time. Linda, yeah, I would agree. Some of it was very thought out. My husband's present was very thought out. A couple friends' presents were thought out. Still, again, they're going to get things from me that I think they'll love, but I will agree with that. Not at all time to do what I've done in the past. How more real can Monica be when she calls in sick live from her bed? We love you. I love you as well, Rose. Ginny, love Babs. Miss Brian so much. Such a special human being. I know. I want to do a new show in 2026 just to check in on her. So we're trying to plan that for the first quarter. Thinking of you, Babs. Merry Christmas, Char. Hopefully you're having a great start to your day. All right. Let's see. I'm going to look over on Instagram. So for those of you that are signing in on Instagram, go ahead and weigh in. Tell me, you're weighing in on the this or that right now. Real or artificial tree, white lights or multicolor lights, snowy holiday or a warm holiday. And then do you decorate or do you wrap the presents? That's what everybody's weighing in on. A lot of the comments coming in right now from Facebook and YouTube. Jenny said, I'm usually so ahead of the game, but this year went by so fast. Yep. And I think that's the other thing is because it was so darn warm, I didn't even realize. And then suddenly I was like, are you serious? Okay, here's another one for you. So hot chocolate or mulled wine? I'm going to put those, and a lot of you are like, wait a minute, how about hot chocolate or tea? Nope, hot chocolate or mulled wine. That's the this or that for you. And then how about classic movies? And you only get two choices, Elf or Home Alone. All right, so hot chocolate or mulled wine, Elf or Home Alone. And again, if you're tuning in and you want to weigh in on the other ones, keep weighing in. We're having fun with you. Merry Christmas, Char. Hopefully you're having a good day. I'm usually so ahead of the game, but this year went so fast. I agree with you, Julie says. So yeah, as you're weighing in, what's Pablo Soleil is not the same. I hear not, Pueblo Solis. I was like, what's Pablo Soleil? Pueblo Solis is absolutely not the same. Not without hearing Brian inside. All right. Linda says mulled wine. All right. Julie says hot chocolate and Home Alone. Linda says Home Alone. Jenny says hot chocolate. Okay. So Linda's a mulled wine fan. I was waiting for someone to say that they like that. I had it once. Again, I'm always open-minded. I had it once. I wasn't a fan of it. Actually, Michelle, when we did our Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, she was wanting to do mulled wine. And I'm like, not really a fan, but I'll drink it. And she's like, no, I don't want to buy all the ingredients if you're not going to drink it. So I need to try it again. A hot chocolate and Elf all the way, Rose says. Hot chocolate with chocolate Crown Royal. Okay, wait a minute. Julie, I didn't know that was a thing. Chocolate Crown Royal, are you crazy? I did not know that. Okay, that sounds good. Angie, I spend more when I shop early because then I keep buying. All right, that's what I was waiting for. I agree with that. I have been way ahead of the game, like I was saying before, all wrapped under the tree, and then I got excited to buy more. So I think either way, I spend way too much money. Let's just say that. But when out of time, and I stick to the list, hot chocolate with Baileys and Home Alone. You know what? I have normally just had hot chocolate. It's just like a regular mocktail. I'm going to have to try some of this. I have had, not here, but at a restaurant, I've had hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps. They call it a peppermint patty. Hot chocolate Home Alone, Stephanie says. Okay, Kathleen, no, you have to pick one. It's a this or a that. Kathleen, you can't have both movies. Linda, I've never been a fan of hot chocolate. Call me crazy. Ginny, Pueblo Solis was hard to go to the first time after Brian's death. The last time I saw Brian was there, and it just wasn't the same without him. I know. It's amazing. Chocolate Crown. Okay, holy cow. Jenny, no, you can't say both movies. You can only say one or another. I love hot chocolate with peppermint cold foam. Look at you getting fancy. A little bougie here. All right, we're doing a this or that, and we've got more to come for you. Jenny says Home Alone. All right, you had to pick one. Kathleen, I'm looking for your answer. You have to pick one. You can't have both movies. We're going to give you more. Before we do that, though, we're continuing to... Oh, Rose said peppermint schnapps is gross. It is, except for in hot chocolate. I would never do it in anything else, but they put it in hot chocolate, and it tastes like a peppermint patty. Well, let me ask you that, Rose, and everybody else. Do you actually like the candies, the peppermint patty? Okay, Kathleen was forced to pick one. Elf. Yep, I agree. I think I would pick Elf as well. Oh, I guess I didn't answer that for you. Elf for me. Peppermint schnapps in hot chocolate. Have you all had it before? Okay, let's thank Spas and More for the fact that we will not be able to be on tomorrow for a Wellness Wednesday. So do me a favor. I posted something yesterday and I said, can we all put pressure on Jim to get a hot tub? A lot of you were like, maybe he's doing it. I really don't think so. I really don't think he has any thought whatsoever to get one of these. I would love it. I think it would be a tasty surprise. And all of you know, I would not do it for the luxury standpoint. I would do it for the wellness aspect. I mean, getting in a hot tub when you are tense, stress, the working out aspect, recovering fast from a workout. Go to Spas and More. They have the Master Spas, which are the world's largest hot tub and swim spa manufacturer. And that's the cool thing. For all of you that love to swim, think about the swim spas. Look at that. You got the spa, you got the hot tubs, you've got the cold plunges. They've got it all there for you. So Spas and More STL, that's the one that I love. That was the one that Angie came to us live last weekend. Wasn't that cool? She was inside the hot tub. And then I got to show you this because this is something I would absolutely love. If you get the hot tub, you then want to get this type of a cover. Instead of having to remove the cover, you have this cool thing that literally, with the push of a button, goes up and down. It's got lights on the inside of the dome. Super cool. So once again, thank you so much to Spas and More for being a part of the Real Monica Adams Show, just one of our many sponsors. And if you have not been in to check them out yet, they're in the Sunset Hills area, 12957 Gravois Road. Check them out at spasandmorestl.com. Angie, thank you so much for being a part of the show. All right, we are going to continue with our this or that. We're having some fun with you. Don't go anywhere. It's more of you weighing in and the Outsiders. We get a chance to talk to Bob, one of the socials from the Outsiders, coming up shortly.
I was just on the Real Monica Adams Show, and it was really a good experience for me. When I walked in, the building is just peaceful. The environment is beautiful here. Monica really made me feel welcome.
The Monica Adams Show allows people to be themselves. It's really important to share kindness, to be real, to offer stories and things that will give people hope and a reason to smile.
Rather than waking up aggravated, disappointed, and wondering, where's this earth going, choose to wake up with something that'll put your mind and your heart in the right direction. Start with Monica.
And I love that you do and that you have for almost 3 years now. All right, if you're just tuning in, it is the Real Monica Adams Show. I'm your host, and I love all of you that are brand new. And please come back and do me a favor and share this with all of your family and friends. If you've got ideas, by the way, for a show, want us to bring a show to someone, we call those mobile Monicas. I will be telling you here shortly about 2 of them coming up. I really hope that you can mark these on the calendar and be a part of them. One, so I've got Jenny Gabriel for sure. We're checking with another friend of mine, but I want to meet more of you in the community. I'd love for you to be a part of the makeover show that we have at the Vault. That is coming up first. So that'll be in January. That's coming up on January 10th. If you haven't been to the Vault, please check them out in the Brentwood, Richmond Heights area. January 14th, the Vault Makeover Show. And if you're looking for items, last minute items, go check out the Vault. It's incredible. So gifts for her, gifts for him. They've got it all laid out for you. It'll be super easy. And again, we're talking about luxury resale without that huge price, right? They don't have the luxury resale price. The Vault Luxury Resale.com. Check them out. So that one's coming up for you in January. And then we have Apricot Lane Boutique. That is coming up in February on the 10th. Will be our mobile Monica. Have you shopped here yet? It's right off the Wing Haven exit. If you know where MasterCard is in that big plaza, or where Massa's is, that's where Apricot Lane is. Apricot Lane Boutique is owned by Monica Lynn. I love the fact that she has my name. It's crazy. Apricot Lane Boutique, beautiful clothes, beautiful jewelry, candles. By the way, she is carrying our candles. Yep. You can get them at And so that, by the way, will be on February 10th. February 10th, and it will be a 4 p.m. show. Okay, so 4 p.m., mark it on your calendars, grab your family, grab your friends. I would love to see you at Apricot Lane Boutique and be a part of the shopping experience that day. Okay, those are the 2 mobile Monicas. Some other big ones are being planned as well, but you tell me, where would you like for us to bring the show? So talks are underway for other places as well. It's just great ideas that you all have, and I do reward you, by the way. So if you have someone that books a show with us, I give you $100. $100 cold hard cash for you to spend on yourself or others. So let me know. Shoot me an email. Again, for sponsorships, Mobile Monica Ideas, my email is right there on the screen. All right, welcome back. Let's see. We ended, with Rose saying peppermint schnapps is gross. I agree by itself, but I think it's fun when you put it into hot chocolate and it becomes a peppermint patty. So we're doing a little this or that. Here we go. So Rose says no. All right. It all looks magical at Spas and More. Definitely a pavilion cover. Jenny, did you get one? You need to get one. Linda, yes on the peppermint schnapps and patties, but can only have one. Gives me too much of a sugar rush. Jenny, 1 peppermint candy is plenty for me. Rose says, if I won the lottery, I'd get Dot to find me another house in my area, buy new appliances from Slime and go get a hot tub from Angie. Go on a shopping spree at Christopher's, just to name a few. Rose, you are a diehard. Thank you. True Monica maniac. Richard, I'm joining late. Merry Christmas, everyone. Okay, Richard, very quickly. You can say all these words. You're weighing in. Artificial or real tree. Snowy holiday or warm holiday. White lights or colored lights. Do you wrap presents or you decorate the tree? I think that's all that we've asked so far. We've probably asked some other ones, but weigh in on those. Jenny said I would definitely do this too. Michelle. Michelle's just dropping stuff in. Okay, happy to see you up and Adam. Love you. I love you as well, my friend. Okay, that was fun. So that was our this or that having to do with decorations and atmosphere. Okay, you ready for this? Oh, that's right. We also did hot chocolate or mulled wine. Richard and everybody else, you can weigh in on that. And then we did Elf or Home Alone. So you got about 6 you can weigh in on. All right, now we're moving on to food and drink category. Apple pie or pumpkin pie? You only get to choose one. Apple pie or pumpkin pie. My mom's making apple pie for my husband for Christmas Eve tomorrow. He has to have it a la mode, so he's got to have some ice cream with it. So apple pie or pumpkin pie, okay? Turkey or ham. We're going to do turkey and a crown roast tomorrow, but you only get to choose turkey or ham. I'm going to be turkey. I will say pumpkin pie over My audio went away. All right, hold on. Let me go back here. All right, I'm back. Real tree, definitely snow, hot chocolate, and elf. I'm not sure if I missed any. Apple, apple pie. Pumpkin is gross. Turkey, never. Warm apple pie with vanilla bean ice cream. Linda says turkey. Apple pie, ham, pumpkin pie, turkey, apple, ham, apple pie, turkey. Okay, very good. Weighing in. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're doing a little this or that in the food and drink category. So hot chocolate or eggnog, apple pie or pumpkin pie, turkey or ham, cookies or candy canes. That's the last one. I don't know why my microphone went off, but if you missed that, cookies or candy canes. So again, my answers are hot chocolate, pumpkin pie, turkey, and cookies. I don't know if you all heard that or not. Apple pie and ham. Okay, now weigh in for me on the cookies or candy canes. Okay, cookies or candy canes. We're getting to know our audience here. Turkey, ham. All right, I got some ham people in here. Ham. I'm not a ham fan. Oh, a lot of hams. Ham. Turkey. All right, weigh in here. Cookies. Here we go. Kathleen says cookies. Hello, Kathleen. Say hi to Swiss for us. Christy says cookies. Okay. By the way, we cookies. Richard said. I know. No, you didn't lose me, Linda. It was my microphone. I looked and I'm like, why did my microphone color go off? You lost me for a few seconds, probably. Not. I don't think. You lost probably audio. Cookies. Missouri baking on the hill, Jenny says. Okay, Stephanie says cookies. I tried to get cookies for our neighbors from Dot's sister, but evidently she already had all these big orders in. She was making baklava, and I'm like, baklava is good, but I really wanted to give cookies. All right, Linda says cookies. Anybody a candy cane fan? We hung candy canes on the real tree, by the way. That's another question for you. Do you do that? Do you hang a real candy cane on your real tree? Jim bought like 12 candy canes and he's like, put them on the tree. Swiss sends her kisses to you. Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, I got a couple more before we play our Outsiders interview because I had a chance to sit down with one of the cast members of the Outsiders. Did you watch that movie, by the way? Did you read the book? Did you read the book and watch the movie? And are you excited to see it on stage? When I saw the rundown of what was coming at the Fox for 2025 and 2026, I'm going to tell you what, right away when I saw The Outsiders, I thought that's going to be a good one. Can't wait to see it. All right, Michelle says cookies, still cleaning up sprinkles from the Spritz Cookie Marathon here. All right. No candy canes on tree, Christy says. Yes to hanging candy canes on the tree, Kathleen says, right? This is what's fun. It's like, some people say this, some people say that. It's a this or that. Can we do a future show starring Tessa and Adelaide? I have many questions for them. Well, Adelaide was into one of the trees eating one of the pieces of garland on it. So she's probably, it's laying on the ground. She's probably now laying on my big comfy blanket that she seems to have called her own. Jenny said some candy canes on the tree. You absolutely can do a future show with them. Tess is probably too big for me to hold, but what would you like to ask them? Because they're in an earshot and we're going to do a show a little bit longer today because I'm not on Thursday or Friday. So would you like us to continue the this or that, or would you like to hear from the Outsiders and then come back and have this or that more at the end? No candy canes, Linda says. Some candy canes, Jenny says. I'm going to do a activities and traditions, this or that with you. Then we have a little bit more movies and music, and then we have gifts. And that's what it'll be for the rest of our show. So you all tell me, would you like me to continue this and then go into the Outsiders, or do you want to break it up a little bit and then have the this or that at the end? I also will be reading from our Jesus Calling for Christmas, our last one before we get into Christmas. Once again, if you're just tuning in and you haven't heard, we are breaking from the live shows. I will not do a live show tomorrow morning or on Christmas morning, but we do have shows that will be there. Again, please look for those. My homemade cookies, apple pie, no canes on the tree. Okay, Angie. Again, I love how interactive you're all being today. Or if you watch this later, when you watch it later, do hashtag replay and then just type in for me what your answers are. Because again, I love to get to know each and every one of you, whether you've been a diehard and watched from the beginning, or if you are brand new to the show. Okay, Stephanie says she wants to hear from the Outsiders. All right, we're going to do that. Then we're going to come back. I agree with that. We're going to come back and we are going to finish up with the this or that. So don't go anywhere. I hope you can stay with us because I've got more to come. Again, categories are activities and traditions, movies and music, and gifts. And we'll do those before we wrap up. So tomorrow it's me and Babs, one of our best of shows. And then on Christmas Day, it's Pastor David Hawkins. Then on Friday, I'm going to be back with you. I want you all to tell me your favorite gift you got. Tell me your favorite memory from this Christmas. And then I'm going to show you around the Slyman Brothers kitchen to get you excited to possibly join me on a future Foodie Friday show. All right, you ready for the Outsiders? I am. And that's where you can find us on YouTube. Of course, we're on multiple platforms for you: Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, Rumble, LinkedIn, and Twitch. And the platforms continue to grow. So if there's a platform that we're not on that you would like for us to be on, just let me know. All right. You know, I love to go to the Fabulous Fox, and we've been seeing some amazing shows in 2025. Now we're going into 2026. Are you ready for this one? I am geeking out about this, and I'll tell you why in just a second.
I've got great expectations. Great expectations. 'Cause we're greasers. That's probably how it's always gonna go.
Oh, come on now. The Outsiders. All right. Are you like me? You grew up, you watched the movie. Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, C. Thomas Howell, Patrick Swayze, the late, great Patrick Swayze, Rob Lowe, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, Diane Lane. I mean, I can go on and on and on. So it was the teen gang in rural Oklahoma, the Greasers, perpetually at odds with the Socials, rival group, of course, when Greasers' Pony Boy, played by C. Thomas Howell, and Johnny, Ralph Macchio, got into a brawl that ended in the death of a Social member. Do you remember this? Am I taking you back to your youth? The boys forced to go into hiding. So Pony Boy and Johnny, along with the intense Dallas, Matt Dillon's character, and their other greaser buddies, must contend with the consequences of their violent lives. And while some greasers try to achieve redemption, others meet tragic ends. You remember the movie, right? Are you ready to see it on stage? I am, and we get a chance to talk with one of the cast members. This is Mark Doyle. Mark plays Bob in The Outsiders. Mark, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, Monica, thanks for having me.
Okay, I'm telling you, I was telling the crew that I work with at the Fox that this was absolutely one of my favorites as I was growing up. Loved
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie, and never, ever, ever did I think that I would see it play out on stage. So it's been a musical for, what, was it 24?
Yeah, a couple years now. They're just about at 2 years on Broadway, and then the national tour, which we're doing all across the United States, just started about 3 or 4 months ago now.
Okay, this is
So,
so exciting.
yeah,
So we're going to get into all of that, but let's give you a little background on Mark himself. So Mark, again, is playing Bob, but you've also been in Moulin Rouge, the national tour,
correct.
The Little Mermaid, Sound of
Yes.
Music, Mamma Mia. You played in Ghost, The Lightning Thief. What has been your favorite so far before The Outsiders?
Oh, before The Outsiders, I would have to say my favorite has been Moulin Rouge,
Yeah,
which was my first national tour that I got to do. So this is actually my second one, and this is going to be my second time back at the Fabulous Fox, which I'm really looking forward to.
my
But
next
Moulin
question: if
Rouge is
you've been in
just
St. Louis.
another fantastic show. So.
Moulin Rouge, yes, absolutely amazing. So, okay, so this is your second time coming in. You'll be here for us in just a couple of weeks. So, what did
Mhm.
you love about St. Louis the last time you visited?
Well, here's the thing. I grew up in Kansas City. So not too far, just a stone's throw away from St. Louis. So whenever we wanted to like go on a little trip somewhere, we would drive to St. Louis.
Yeah, 4 hours, no big
so,
deal.
so I've spent quite a bit of time there. So it's a little bit nostalgic for me just being back in the Midwest and
Do you have
and being
friends here
back there.
in St. Louis that are going to be rooting you on?
I don't think I have. I might have some people coming in from Kansas City because we haven't played Kansas City yet. So St. Louis is one of our closer stops to KC. So I'll probably get some people.
Tell those friends, come on down.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those that are not familiar, I just gave you a little background on the
Mhm.
movie itself. But again, if you're just tuning in, here's Mark. What a great headshot, by the way.
Thank you.
We were going through pictures and he's like, hey, that's me. So, all right. So tell everybody about your character. So you play Bob in The Outsiders.
Sure. So I played Bob Sheldon. He is the leader of the Socias, which you mentioned are kind of like the socials, the rich kids.
Yep.
And he's not the nicest guy. He gets into a little bit of trouble. You mentioned somebody dies,
Yep.
and spoiler alert, that's me.
Oh!
Sorry for people who don't know the story, but
Yeah,
they've had since 1967 to read the novel, so you know.
exactly.
But yeah, he's not. He's a bit of an unsavory guy, which has been an interesting experience getting to kind of embody kind of a nasty character every night. But it's been really fun because I've really gotten to do the work of like digging into the character and thinking about, you know, what isn't in the script or in the book that is informing why I'm doing these things that I'm doing, what makes me the way that I am. And so it's been a fun little acting exercise for me to get to do every night for the last 100 shows.
Well, I was gonna say, for those that, are just tuning in and we were talking about Mark's background, looking at the other roles that you've played, how far out of your comfort zone is this?
It's certainly different. It's certainly a new experience for me. You know, like I mentioned at Moulin Rouge, I was a swing, so I was in the ensemble, and then I also understudied Christian, who's like the
Okay.
romantic lead of that show. So this is a very different experience from that, and that's kind of the part, like the type of part that I've been doing for most
Yep.
of my career so far has been kind of like the romantic lead, and so this is definitely a bit of a turn, but it's been really fun for me.
Well, and that's the great thing about acting, right? Is you don't want
Yeah.
to be so typecast. Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, this is what I expect out of Mark." Now it's, "Oh, look at this bad boy."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So tell me about the cast that you are with. And again, this is such an iconic movie and book, like
Mhm.
you said, that it's hard. I mean, I just listed all those names at the very
Yeah,
beginning, right? These are
that's a lot to live
iconic.
up to.
Right, exactly. These are iconic actors, some of which, as I just mentioned, unfortunately are no longer with us. I mean,
Mhm.
Patrick Swayze, just amazing. But Tom Cruise in his early days, Emilio
Sure.
Estevez, C. Thomas Howell, Matt Dillon, go on and on and on. How is it when you're on stage and then people are watching this play out? How quickly do they come to you and say, you know what, you were so amazing that you made me even forget about these actors that I saw, because that's
Sure.
that's like the greatest thing you could possibly do is make us forget about the movie and then just see it for the first time.
Mhm. Yeah, I think one of the great things about this production and one of the great things about the team that's behind it is that, yes, it's this story that's been around since 1967, and then people obviously are very familiar with the movie, and a lot of people have that in mind when they think about The Outsiders, but our team did a really great job of creating a new version of it,
Great.
and it's still very much the story that people know and love, but I don't think I like to think that people aren't missing the fact, you know, that we're not Matt Dillon and Tom Cruise. You know, I think it people come pretty quickly to the idea that like, oh, this is its own thing. This is a new thing. Like, and we can be okay with the fact that we're not seeing these movie stars. And the people we have, I mean, our actors, this company is incredible.
Yes.
So it's just really been a dream working with everybody on this, and we're all really working to make these characters our own and kind of deliver our own version of it. And so I think people are really gonna like it.
Well, and it's just fun, when you see a movie that you're just so used to being completely just acted out and no
Mm,
music behind it, and then having the blend of that. Tell us how different that is. And maybe this is the first
sure.
time anybody's going to even see a musical. Like this could be their
Sure.
first.
It is. A lot of people come to us at the stage door
Oh,
and they
I
say,
love
"This
that.
is our first musical,"
Huh.
because people know The Outsiders, and so they're like, "Oh, I'll go see that," and then they're like, "Oh, it's a musical." But we have an incredible score by Justin Levine, Tony Award winner Justin Levine, and Jamestown Revival. And they did a really great job with it. It's kind of like a folksy type of sound that I think appeals to a lot of people, and it really does a lot for the story, I think. I think this is one of the best ways to experience The Outsiders. I'm gonna say
Well,
it.
I mean, that's huge. I
Yeah.
think of other movies that I would say, all right, does it have the flair of like a West Side Story?
We actually get, if you read some of our reviews, we get a lot of comparisons to West Side Story, which I
Yeah,
think I think it kind of begs that because
yeah,
it's like rival gangs
yeah,
and like
but no
people
snapping.
dancing, and so of course that's the comparison. In practice, it's a pretty different story, but yeah, we get a lot of those comparisons. Um, it's it's just a really incredible, it's a spectacle. The stagecraft is incredible. It rains on stage. We
Oh,
have
what?
fire.
The
We have
fire.
our stage is made of actually like a rubber gravel. So it's almost like we're throwing dirt. People in the front row get hit with the dirt. They love it.
No rocks though, right, Mark?
No, no rocks. It's all rubber.
Well,
But it's a blast.
I was just going to ask you, here's the thing that I've really, I mean, I've been going to the Fox since I was just a little girl. And what
Mm.
I have been seeing in all of these shows, and I don't know if they leveled up in 2025, but looking at the stage production and the lights and just what they are building, it is a whole nother level. So I'm telling all of
Yeah.
you, if you haven't been in 25 and now going into 2026, you're missing out. Or if you haven't been in a while, this is your time to go because
Mhm.
I don't know what the Fox is doing and all that all the different tour groups, tour companies, I should say, but it is quite amazing. So now here you are saying
Yeah.
it's going to rain and we're going to have fire, we're going to
Yeah.
have dirt.
It's really amazing what they're able to do, how they're able to, take these productions that are on Broadway and kind of package them in a way that can travel around the country and give audiences around the country the exact same experience as to what you would get if you came and you saw it in a Broadway theater. It's really incredible.
So how long is the tour?
Well, it's open-ended, and right now we have dates through, I think, next September.
Wow.
So we'll be around for a while.
So where do you go after St. Louis?
After St. Louis, I believe, is Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis.
Yeah.
So if you look beyond obviously September of next year, what are your hopes, your aspirations for you beyond The Outsiders?
Sure, I mean, I love what I do. I love my job. I love getting to perform. I love being an actor. I would love to get into TV and film a little bit. That's kind of the world I want to explore next, maybe, but you never know. We'll see. We'll see what opportunities are there for me in the future.
So how were you found for these roles?
So it's really interesting because we have a very young cast. And
Mhm.
so a lot of us were found kind of in different ways. I kind of went kind of the more traditional route that you would get for booking a job like this, which is I have representation, I have agents in New York City. And so when the Outsiders announced that they were doing the national tour and they started doing the auditions, I got sent an audition request and I went in and I did my audition and then I had I think I had 3 or 4 rounds of auditions that I ended up doing and then I got the part. But a lot of people in our cast were actually found in just open calls where they posted on the internet and they said, "Hey, we're doing an audition for the Outsiders National Tour on this day at this place. Come bring your best 16 bars of music." And like I think like almost half our cast probably booked it off of that, which is really cool.
Wow. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the thing that's changed so much, Mark. I mean, I can go back to how old are you now?
I'm 24.
So, okay, so I can go back in my 20s or even my teens, and I can think of I grew up loving thinking I want to be an actress or I want to be a singer, or I want to be a
Mhm.
dancer, and it was so very different. Now with social media and people being able to have this platform all over the world that they put something out there, I'm thinking of Kelsey Watts, who was on my show about a year and a half ago, and Kelsey's a phenomenal singer. She's
Mm.
singing on social media now; she got over 1 million followers, and then all of a sudden
Wow.
now she's on Broadway,
Yeah.
and it's whether some people might, if they're traditionalists, they look at it going, no, they didn't pay their dues, they can't do this, but hey, we got to evolve, like we got to catch
Yeah.
up, this is what's
Yeah,
happening.
the world's changing.
It is changing.
Yeah,
What would you say to the people that are in the old mindset of that, like I said, they didn't pay their dues? Well, what
sure.
what are you going to do?
Yeah, like we said, the world is changing. That's one way to do it for sure. I mean, like I said, I kind of came a more traditional route. I went to school for it. I got my agent, and then, I did all that. But it's equally as impressive and great for people to do it the other way. For
Yes.
people to just be discovered like that, and it's really cool.
I'm glad you said that because I think
Yeah.
I always want people to hear from the actor who went the normal route that you're
Mhm.
expecting. But again, there's just so much talent out there that
Yeah.
needs to be discovered. And if you look at it that way, it's a phenomenal opportunity of what social media has provided. Some people might say, "Oh, social media is a bad thing," but in this respect, it's a good thing.
It's absolutely a great thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, The Outsiders. So I'm going to give you all the information so that you can see it. Show times for The Outsiders will be Tuesday through Saturday evening, 7:30, Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m., Sunday afternoon they have a 1 p.m., and then a Sunday evening at 6:30, and then a matinee 1 o'clock performance on Thursday, January 8th. So it opens up for you all. Again, get your tickets January 7th through the 18th. By the way, the winner of the 2024 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. So before we wrap up, Mark, I don't want to have any. I mean, again, we know the movie, but what are some of your standouts that you want people to walk away going, "Oh my gosh, do you remember this?" Or "Oh my gosh, this part was amazing."
Sure. I mean, we have a lot of really incredible moments, but I think the Rumble, if people remember it from the movie, the Rumble, the big fight scene in the rain, we have that in ours, and it rains on stage, and it's very cool.
No real knives or anything, right?
Oh, we have,
Uh,
I don't want to give anything away.
so in your performances, has there been any really funny behind the scenes stories you can share with us, or any injuries or anything like that?
Oh, we've had a few here and there, Like I said, the stage is made out of like this rubber gravel, and so sometimes we're slipping and sliding up there, but but it's all very safe. They take very good care of us, so it's a really good time.
Well, stay safe. What are your plans, by the way, for the holidays?
I'm gonna be in Tampa, Florida. That's where we
Oh,
are. So I'm
that's
gonna
not
spend
bad.
Christmas in Tampa.
That's not bad at all. You'll be
Yeah, not bad.
instead of all bundled up for cold weather, you'll be wearing a aloha shirt.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Well, Mark, I'm excited. I cannot wait to see it. This is definitely when I saw the lineup of what was coming to the Fabulous Fox. This was definitely on my bill to say, I got to see
Mm,
that one. So, for all of you, this is a great idea, even post Christmas, when you're looking for something that maybe you want to gift somebody, give them tickets to go see The Outsiders. And as Mark and I both said, hey, this might be the very first musical that they get a chance to go to, and then you
mhm.
can hook them and they'll be in
Yep,
love for years to come.
exactly.
Thank you, Mark. You've been a pleasure. I cannot wait to see it. And again, happy holidays to you.
All right, thanks, Monica. Happy holidays.
Okay, bye bye. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. And I love the fact that you wanted a little break from our fun this or that. If you're just tuning in, we are past 8 o'clock now. I promise to stay on a little bit longer today. Have fun with you because, again, we won't be live. I won't get a chance to interact with you again until Friday morning. So, our next live show together, Friday. See you at 7 o'clock Friday morning. So, tomorrow, again, me and Babs, one of the best of shows. On Thursday, me and Pastor Hawkins, one of our best of shows for Christmas Day. And then I'm going to take you on a little tour of our Slyman Brothers kitchen for some ideas as we go into the new year, because our first Foodie Friday of January will be on the 2nd, January 2026. That will be healthy food as all of you get ready for a New Year's resolution. So my question to you is, what do you consider to be a really yummy, healthy recipe that you would like for me to make in the Foodie Friday kitchen, Slyman Brothers kitchen, for January 2nd? Okay, because we're going to be filming that coming up next week. All right, so some big things on tap for you. I love all of you that were saying that you love The Outsiders musical. I actually thought you saw it already, and I'm like, where have you seen it? Because I haven't, it hasn't been here in St. Louis. So you want to go see it. Well, great. Get your tickets and go see Mark on stage playing Bob. And yes, spoiler alert, he dies. But great. I just can't wait for this one. So we'll be there coming up in January, and I hope you will as well. All right, are you ready? A little bit of this or that. So if you tuned in late, we were having fun with more of the decorations and atmosphere as well as the food and drink. Now we're continuing. You ready for this? Activities and traditions. Okay. So for the holidays, when you get together and you're hosting, do you want to watch Christmas movies or play games? Okay, so here's how you're going to do it. I have 4 answers you're going to give me. Watch movies or play games. The next one is stay home or travel for the holidays. Open presents Christmas Eve or Christmas morning. Now, a German tradition. So we always spent Christmas Eve with my mom's side of the family. We open presents on Christmas Eve for the extended family. For our immediate family, we open on Christmas morning. So that's my little addition to that particular question. And you can add context to it if you want to. And then small gathering or large party. Okay, so here you go. Watch movies or play games, stay home or travel, open presents Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, at a small gathering or a large party. This is your this or that you get to answer for me now. And we're getting into being a little bit more interactive in the activities and traditions aspect. And we're doing this because not only do I want to get to know my audience, it is also for each and every one of you that have been tuning in every single day for the last almost 3 years. If Rose is still on, I've got Adelaide right here. I was holding her during the Outsiders interview. What is your question for her? She wants to know. She's sleeping by the tree. All right, Christy is the first one. No, Ginny's the first one. No, sorry, Kathleen's the first one. Kathleen, all right, Kathleen says movies. Ginny says Christmas movies, stay home, Christmas Day, you open up presents, and a small gathering. Okay. I don't know if I answered it so all of you that are signing on, again, activities and traditions. So watch movies or play games. I'm more of a watch movie person. Stay home or travel. For this, we stay home. I do like the fact that we're traveling now for Thanksgiving to Alabama. So I've never done that before. So that's something new. But for Christmas, staying home, open presents Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. We're going to do both. Small gathering or large party. We're going to do more of a small gathering, but my heart says large. I just love being around so many different people, but we are doing a small gathering. So those are my answers. Okay, let's see. We are doing Christy, watch movies, stay home, open presents, Christmas Day, small gathering. So my answers are the same as yours. Kathleen, play games, stay home. Oh, play games. Okay, stay home, Christmas morning, small gathering. Kathleen, presents on Christmas Day. All right, all of you, again, weighing in on knowing each other. So feel free to continue to do so. We've got a handful of you on Facebook. We've got some of you sprinkled in on X, Rumble. Let's go over to Instagram, see if anybody is answering over here. Earlier, Sherry said mulled wine instead of hot chocolate. Okay, you can still weigh in on some of the early ones we had as well. So that's the activities one. Again, watching movies, playing games, staying home or traveling, opening presents Christmas Eve or Christmas morning, small gathering or large party. Now, let's move into the movies or music category. So you answered earlier, Elf or Home Alone. Now I'm going to switch it for you. Elf or the Grinch. Elf or the Grinch. Okay? Home Alone or The Polar Express. And then All I Want for Christmas Is You or Last Christmas. That's in the music standpoint. Okay? These are three answers. Elf or the Grinch. Home Alone or Polar Express, All I Want for Christmas Is You, or Last Christmas. My answers are Elf, Polar Express, All I Want for Christmas Is You. Those are my answers. Okay, let's see. Let's go to you. Kathleen, play games, stay home, Christmas morning, small gathering, presents on Christmas Day. Stephanie, we watch Christmas Vacation. Okay, so you're going to say movies, but you want to do movies and games. Christmas Eve and Day, going to Wisconsin. Okay, so you are traveling, and a small gathering. All right, Kathleen says Elf instead of Polar Express. Christy also says Elf, Home Alone, Last Christmas. So Elf, Home Alone, Last Christmas. All right. I like Polar Express instead. I like Home Alone, but Polar Express is just the iconic aspect of it all. So you're answering the movies and the music category now. All right. Elf, Kathleen says. Grinch, Home Alone, All I Want Is You for Christmas. All right, Jenny, thank you. I've got about 24 of you on right now. Elf, Polar Express, All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's such a beautiful song, isn't it? Mariah Carey, did you know you had that big of a hit with that song? So again, we are doing a this or that, and then we're going to wrap up with gifts. And then I'm going to read from Jesus Calling, and then I'm going to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. So if you are signing on late, you're answering Elf or the Grinch, Home Alone or Polar Express, All I Want for Christmas Is You, or Last Christmas. I do like Last Christmas, though. It depends on who it's sung by, right? So the last category. Okay, hold on. Polar Express and All I Want for Christmas, Stephanie says. Very good. If you are just signing in, our final category is gifts. So would you rather receive or give gifts? One big gift or many small gifts? And then gift cards. Oh, this is a good one. Gift cards or experiences. This is our this or that show. And we'll do many more of these because isn't it fun? So many different interactive comments. We'll do a lot of these coming up in 2026. Do you also want us to bring back generational talk? We haven't done that in a while, I just realized. Okay, so the last category is, do you want to receive or give gifts? You can only pick one category. I like to give. One big gift or many small gifts? if that one big gift is a hot tub, I'm going to say one big gift. And now I'm going to go into receiving, right? So I like to give many gifts instead of just one. I like to see people open multiple presents. So I like to give gifts, many small gifts, and I would be much more into experiences. I'm not big on gift cards. All right. So Kathleen, Elf, Polar Express, all I want for Christmas is you. Stephanie, Polar Express, all I want for Christmas. Kathleen, love me some Home Alone too. Watched it 3 times already. All I want for Christmas is you. Okay. Julie, Elf, Home Alone, Stay Home, Small Gatherings. All I want for Christmas. Nobody picked last Christmas. Kathleen, give gifts. Do a combination of gifts and gift cards. Okay. Julie says, I love to give. Stephanie, I love to give gifts. I love gift cards and small gifts. Jenny, I am the gift giver. Big gift and experiences. Christy says, I like to give gifts, many small gifts and experiences. That's my answer too. Give gifts, small gifts, experiences. Kathleen, Christy, you have the same answers as me. These are fun. Did you enjoy this? This is how I wanted to go out for our couple days away from each other, of learning a little bit of this or that about my community. All right, do me a favor. Take this show, share this with your friends, your family, your cousins, everybody, because I want them to be brought to the show. I want them to start watching us every morning and being a part of it and becoming one of our Monica's Maniacs and getting a chance to see them at Mobile Monica's or at big events that we have coming up. So let us know. Again, are there topics? Are there guests that you would like for me to have on? We've got some exciting guests coming in 2026, some new people that are going to be coming into the kitchen for our Foodie Fridays. Let us know. My email again is on the screen here for you, info@therealmonicaadams.com. And as we wrap up 2025, I'm excited to bring many of our sponsors forward into 2026. We will be adding back to this list Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa. She'll be joining us again coming up in February for our Positive Talk time. She just breaks a little bit for the Christmas time period and into January, but she'll be back in February. I hope that we also will have Just Pools back on in the summer. And then we're talking to some other people that have been on in the past as sponsors, but I'm excited to bring on some new ones as well. Again, we would love to have you in brand new segments. A lot of people always ask me, do we join an already segment that's been popular? And I'm like, you can. Right? We've got Medical Monday. We're looking at bringing on Testosterone Tuesday, and I'm talking to sponsors about that. So that's something new for men's health in 2026. Wet Your Whistle Wednesday. We've got an opportunity for a sponsor on the alternate Wednesdays from Defiance Ridge. We also have an opportunity for anybody under the wellness umbrella, workouts, fitness, food aspects, restaurants, right? All of those things. And then, of course, a ton of Mobile Monicas. Christy says, this is awesome. Kathleen, give gifts, small gifts and experiences. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. I really, it's not only for me, but for each and every one of you that tune in every morning, you get a chance to go, oh, I know a little bit more about my friends, and they are all your friends, right? Okay. So we would be remiss if we didn't end before Christmas with a devotional. And this one is Jesus Calling for Christmas from Sarah Young. So I leave you with this, and then we'll be back together live on Friday. Again, I stress this. Please look for the shows, though, because my team did a lot of really good work on Thursday, Wednesday, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You'll get an opportunity to see the shows again, the best of. So me and Babs tomorrow morning, right at 7 o'clock, the show will drop on Christmas Day. Me and Pastor Hawkins, 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock for that matter, because again, the audio show, the audio podcast will drop at 8 o'clock. So if you want to listen to it while you're wrapping presents or opening presents on Christmas Day, I guess I should say opening, not wrapping, because you'd be really late. Opening presents on Christmas Day, you can be listening to that and listening to our faith and how it's really ramped up. Christmas, the day after Christmas, we'll be back together. So join me at 7 a.m. live on Christmas. On the day after Christmas, to hear about all the wonderful gifts that you all got. I can't wait to hear your favorite gift. And then we'll also do our tour around the Slammin' Brothers kitchen. Today was very fun, Kathleen said. Have a blessed Christmas. Enjoy your family and friends during this holiday. Yes, that's exactly what I want you all to do. Our virtual Christmas party was so fun, Jenny said. Thank you, Monica. It was fun. Merry Christmas to you and your family. All right, well, don't go anywhere. Let me leave you with this. So I am with you in all that you do, even in the most menial task. I'm always aware care of you, concerned with every detail of your life. Nothing escapes my notice, not even the number of hairs on your head. However, your awareness of my presence falters and flickers. As a result, your life experience feels fragmented. When your focus is broad enough to include me in your thoughts, you feel safe and complete. When your perception narrows so that problems or details fill your consciousness, you feel empty and incomplete. Learn to look steadily at me in all your moments and all your circumstances. Though the world is unstable and in flux, you can experience continuity through your uninterrupted awareness of my presence. Fix your gaze on what is unseen, even as the visible world parades before your eyes. So Matthew 10, verse 29 teaches us, "Are not two sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground apart from the will of your Father. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You're worth more than many sparrows." Hebrews 11, verse 27 teaches us, "By faith he left Egypt, not fearing the king's anger. He persevered because he saw him who is invisible." And 2 Corinthians 4, verses 18 says, "So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal." So I leave you with that on this Jesus Calling for Christmas, Sarah Young. Thank you to all, by the way, that have given me devotionals. We have so many to read from the 100 Days to Freedom books, from Stephen Arterburn, to these wonderful, beautiful Jesus Calling, Jesus Listens books from Sarah Young, and so many others about blooming and just, again, filling our hearts and souls. Merry Christmas, Kathleen. I hope you have a wonderful holiday as well. Merry Christmas, Monica, and our community. Jenny says, and I love that you say that. Again, it is your community. Merry Christmas, everyone, from Christy. Thank you, Monica. It was fun. Merry Christmas to you and your family. To each and every one of you, I hope you have a very blessed and very Merry Christmas. Again, we will be back together, you and I, on Friday, the day after Christmas, sharing all the wonderful joy that you had with your families. Enjoy them. Be very present with them. That's what's important. That's why we're not going on live with you. So you'll be able to watch the best of shows at your convenience after you've had the merriment with your family and friends. God bless you all. Remember, we can have a wonderful world if we all bond together and do the greatest thing in life, and that is to be kind. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.